A whole 7 minutes of narration, you know I'm thrilled by having to do this. This is the Flygons Nations Cup battle against Doug, otherwise known as Icymario13. I hinted at it in the video before this one, and I'll put all his information and all that crap in the description. Right, to the battle. I've got my lead electrode, and Articuno does not scare me, so I'm going to try and attempt to mock it. But it runs away, so I can't, so I end up just annoying the Torterra. And I know for a fact, if it used Earthquake, I would be blown into the new planet. So I thought, oh, I've got to switch something that has an immunity to ground. And if he had something like Stone Edge predicted, it's fair play to him. But I think he switches as well, which was a bit of a pain, but it did give me the opportunity that I needed. He switches to his Articuno, I believe. There we are. And this is what I labelled as the biggest threat before the match. So I thought, if I use Brave Bird on it, I might knock 7/10 off its health bar, so it'll have to become fodder. I actually get a crit, which was very convenient indeed, and you'll see why a lot later on. But, more importantly, don't think this was a marathon of hacks and doom, because the hacks comes bound to smash me right in the bottom in return in a few minutes' time, as you'll notice. So Blastoise comes out, and I'm thinking, no, I'm just going to have a go at it, see if I can kill it, and I must leave it on single-digit health. Even if this was a level 100 battle, it probably would have been left on a single-digit health. So I didn't quite kill it, so I got Hydro Pumped in return, and destroyed with a really unnecessary crit. So Espeon comes out, and I'm thinking, well, I know, because it's used Hydro Pump, the odds, it's either going to be mixed or special, and if it's mixed, that's incredibly rare indeed. So I just go with a punt, it's special, and that proves it more so, because if it was physical, partly physical anyway, it would have gone for a physical move due to Espeon's catastrophically bad defense stats. So I have one Carmine up, just as a barrier against anything that's special that wants to switch in. Unfortunately, the second biggest problem switches in instead, the Swellow. And why is Swellow so bad for me? Because it's incredibly fast to the stage where only Electrode can outspeed it, and I wasn't even sure at the time it would outspeed, because that Electrode has been outsped by Jolteons before. It uses U-turn on the Armaldo, which was fine. I knew, because Swellows, I've never ever seen one that isn't physical, and Armaldo has a nice beefy defense, even though it's had no investment in that department, so I knew it was fine. And a Hitmonchan comes out, and I'm thinking obvious move here will be it will use a fighting type move, so I switch to a Spiritomb as a no-brain decision, expecting an immunity, and I get the immunity attack in the form of Drain Punch, and I know he's going to have to switch, so I'm going to put a Carmine up, and I was hoping that I might be able to sweep from this position, because Spiritomb obviously can't get hit by a super effective attack. The only problem would have been is a Brave Bird from the Swellow that may have put me into a bit of a trouble. But we never had that problem to arise, because Hack's roundabout comes round and I get a crit. Hit in the face. I get critted, and that's especially bad for this pass, because Spiritomb is the only wall in the pass. The one and only. So I have to send Starmie into revenge kill, and I'm now thinking, oh crap, that Swellow is going to tear holes in my pass. The only thing that could take a hit from it, really, has been removed, so I've got to be ingenious. So I use a Hydro Pump and it kills. There was no switch. I think probably because he didn't have anything to switch in to take that hit, it would have hurt anything. So the Swellow comes out, and I have no other option but to run away from it, because I know it will outspeed me, because I'm not Scarfed. And it turns out I was right with the prediction, especially after this hit happened. I knew for a fact that due to this much damage it had to have a choice band on it. I couldn't remember at the time, but I definitely knew then it was choice banded, because it knocked nearly 2/3 off the Electrode. But I'm not going to over-predict, so I use Thunderbolt. And Hitmonchan switches in to take it, and it has a good special defense stat, so it takes it fairly well. And unfortunately I need that Electrode desperately badly later on, so I have no option but to switch, which unfortunately meant I had to fodder my Espeon. But it was a good prediction on his part, because I could have not switched and hoped for the best. So he uses Thunder Punch, and away it goes. Life Orb probably important, because I know that I've survived a Life Orb Hitmonchan in the past at full health. And I think I may have fired a banded one, but I can't remember, that's a long time ago. Let's go back to this battle. I've got a revenge kill again. I'm making use of the 1OU Pokemon that I was allowed, and this tends to be quite a common trend, is it does get revenge kills a lot. But I know for a fact now the Swellow's going to switch in, and I knew this before I even had to rewatch to narrate. It was a no-brain decision. But unfortunately now I have nothing to take a hit, and I know it's going to use Brave Bird because that's the most powerful move it can use, because it's not a facade, poison, burn, doodah. So I'm thinking, I really don't want to have to switch, and this is what I was thinking at the time. I'm trying to give you some insight. So I decided I've got to stay in and face whatever happens, because I know that the Swellow and his last Pokemon both have a mutual ice weakness. And my Electrode packs an ice move in the form of Hidden Power. And I checked the speed there to see how sure I was that I'd outspeed. And I didn't try and over-predict, so I used Thunderbolt. And he didn't switch, so I was absolutely fine to take that down. Why didn't I use Hidden Power, just in case? Because if by a miraculous chance it had survived, I had no chance at all of winning. So I didn't try and risk it. And now I can use Hidden Power. It doesn't kill, but it does a giant chunk. And I've found out that the Torterra there was not invested in speed. What a useless crit that was. Which meant my my final Pokemon could come in and clean up. And that was very close, far too close for my liking. So there we are, I get a 1-0 win. I had another battle with Doug after this, and I shall upload that in a couple of days' time, or whenever. I've not pre-planned when it'll get uploaded. Good game, good game.